What if the way you choose an animal could quietly reveal the patterns shaping your relationships? Not just your preferences, but the way you connect, trust, and even push people away without realizing it. This isn't just a random choice. According to the psychological ideas of Carl Jung, the symbols you're naturally drawn to often reflect parts of your unconscious mind, the parts that influence your behavior the most. So here's what I want you to do. Don't overthink this. Just feel it. In a moment, you'll see 4 different animal companions. Each one represents a different emotional pattern in relationships. And the one you choose, it might explain more about your love life, your friendships, and even your loneliness than you expect. Take a breath. Trust your instinct, because by the end of this video, you might understand yourself in a way you never have before. Now look closely. Which one do you choose? You chose animal companion number 1, and this choice says more about your relationships than you might expect. If this animal caught your attention first, it reveals a deep psychological pattern connected to emotional safety and loyalty. According to the ideas of Carl Jung, the symbols we feel drawn to often reflect how we relate to others on a subconscious level. And your choice points to something powerful, but also something you may not fully notice yet. You are someone who values connection, but not in a superficial way. You don't just want attention, you want meaning. You want presence. You want to feel that someone is truly there with you, not just physically, but emotionally. And because of that, you tend to form deep bonds, but only with a few people. The hidden side of this, you might struggle with opening up quickly. You observe, you analyze, you protect your emotions more than most people realize. And sometimes, without noticing, you test people before you fully trust them. Not because you want to, but because part of you learned that not everyone stays. In relationships, this creates a powerful dynamic. When you trust someone, you are incredibly loyal. You give your time, your energy, your presence. But when something feels off, even slightly, you start to pull back. Quietly, internally, without always explaining why. And here's the part most people don't see. Your strength is also your challenge. That emotional depth you have can create strong, meaningful relationships. But it can also make you feel alone, especially when others don't match your intensity. So the real question is, are you protecting your peace or protecting yourself from being truly seen? Because understanding this might completely change the way you connect with people. You chose animal companion number 2, and this reveals a very specific pattern in how you experience relationships, attraction, and emotional independence. At first glance, this choice may seem simple, but according to the psychological framework of Carl Jung, what draws your attention is often a reflection of your inner world, especially the parts you don't consciously express. And your selection points to something many people misunderstand about you. You are someone who values freedom just as much as connection. You enjoy being around people, you can be engaging, even charismatic. But deep down, you need space to feel like yourself. You don't like feeling controlled, overwhelmed, or emotionally dependent on anyone. Because of this, your relationships often follow a unique rhythm. You get close, then you step back. Not because you don't care, but because you need to recharge, to think, to reconnect with your own identity. And this can confuse people. They may feel like you're distant, unpredictable, or hard to read. But here's what most don't realize. You feel things deeply. You just don't always show it in obvious ways. Instead of expressing everything, you process internally. You analyze your emotions before you reveal them. And sometimes, by the time you're ready to open up, the moment has already passed. This creates a silent tension in your relationships. You want connection, but on your terms. You want closeness, but without losing yourself. And here's the deeper question behind your choice. Are you maintaining your independence, or slowly building walls that keep people at a distance? Because once you understand this pattern, you may start to see why certain connections fade, and why others never fully begin. You chose animal companion number 3, and this choice reveals something intense about your emotional world and the way you experience relationships. At a surface level, it may have felt like a simple instinct, but within the psychological lens of Carl Jung, the images we're drawn to often mirror the hidden forces shaping our behavior. And your selection points to a pattern of emotional depth that most people around you don't fully understand. You are someone who doesn't experience relationships halfway. When you connect, you feel it strongly. You invest your energy, your attention, your thoughts. And because of that, your bonds can become powerful, almost magnetic. People feel your presence. They notice the intensity, even if they can't explain it. But here's the part that isn't obvious. With that intensity comes sensitivity. You pick up on subtle changes in tone, behavior, energy. You notice when something feels off, even when no one says a word. And because of that, you can sometimes overanalyze situations, replay conversations, and question what others truly feel about you. In relationships, this creates a push and pull dynamic. You crave closeness, honesty, emotional depth. But at the same time, you can become guarded when something triggers doubt. You don't always express it directly. Instead, you retreat inward, trying to make sense of everything before reacting. And here's what makes this even more complex. Your emotional awareness is a strength, but it can also become overwhelming. Not everyone operates at the same depth as you. Not everyone sees what you see or feels what you feel. So the real question behind your choice is this: are you connecting deeply with people, or expecting them to meet you in a place they've never learned to reach? Because understanding that difference could completely change the way your relationships unfold. You chose animal companion number 4, and this choice reveals a powerful truth about your relationships, your emotional resilience, and the way you navigate connection. At first, it may have felt like a simple preference. But through the psychological perspective of Carl Jung, your choice reflects something deeper: your approach to trust, independence, and emotional control. And what it shows is often misunderstood by others. You are someone who appears strong on the outside, grounded, in control. People often see you as reliable, stable, even unshakable. And in many ways, that's true. You've learned how to handle your emotions without letting them take over. You think before you react. You observe before you speak. But here's what most people don't see. That strength didn't come naturally. It was built, over time, through experiences that taught you that being too open, too vulnerable, or too dependent on others could lead to disappointment. So instead of relying on people, you learn to rely on yourself. In relationships, this creates a very specific dynamic. You don't rush into emotional closeness. You take your time. You evaluate. You watch how people behave before you decide how much of yourself to reveal. And once you do trust someone, you are consistent, loyal, and deeply supportive. But there's a hidden layer to this. Because you're so used to being strong, you rarely let others see when you're struggling. You handle things alone. You process things internally. And sometimes, without realizing it, you create emotional distance, not because you don't care, but because you don't want to feel exposed. So here's the real question behind your choice. Are you protecting your strength, or protecting yourself from ever needing someone else? Because the answer to that might quietly shape every relationship you have. Before you leave, here's something most people don't realize about tests like this. No matter which animal companion you chose, there isn't a right or wrong answer. Each choice reflects a different emotional pattern, a different way of connecting, protecting yourself, and understanding relationships. And according to the psychological ideas of Carl Jung, these patterns aren't random. They are shaped by your experiences, your memories, and the parts of yourself you don't always see clearly. But here's the truth that actually matters. Your patterns are not your prison. The way you connect with people today, the way you react, trust, withdraw, or attach, all of that can evolve once you become aware of it. And most people never reach this level of awareness. They repeat the same cycles, the same mistakes, the same emotional reactions without ever questioning why. You just did something different. You paused. You reflected. You looked inward. And that alone already puts you ahead of most people. So the real question isn't what did you choose? It's what will you do with what you just discovered about yourself? Because once you start noticing your own patterns, you begin to see your relationships differently. You start understanding people instead of reacting to them. You start choosing consciously instead of emotionally repeating the past. And that's where everything changes. If this made you think, then you're already seeing something deeper. If something in your result felt surprisingly accurate or slightly uncomfortable, don't ignore that reaction. In behavioral psychology, the moments that trigger us often point directly to patterns we've normalized. The way you choose, the feelings you suppress, the roles you repeat, they're not random. They form a structure. And once you begin to see that structure clearly, your decisions start to change. That's why self-awareness isn't passive. It's practical. The more precise your understanding of your behavioral patterns, the less control they unconsciously have over you. Take a moment after this video ends to reflect on what stood out most. Not what sounded nice, but what felt true. Because insight without reflection fades quickly. But insight followed by awareness, that creates real internal shift. And this is only one layer. The more patterns you explore, the clearer your psychological map becomes. If you made it this far, it means something in this video resonated with you. So don't ignore that. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for more psychology tests based on the ideas of Carl Jung, where every video helps you understand your personality, relationships, and hidden behavioral patterns on a deeper level. Also, leave a like so more people can discover this content and start their own self-discovery journey. It really helps the video reach the right audience here on YouTube in the United States. Now I'm curious, comment below the number of the animal companion you chose. 1, 2, 3, or 4. Let's see how many people think and feel the same way you do. And don't stop here. Watch the video on the screen right now. It goes even deeper into your personality and reveals patterns most people never notice. You can also check out the full playlist of psychological tests on this channel, designed to help you understand yourself, your habits, and your relationships in a way that actually makes sense. Start with one video, and you might end up understanding everything differently.